Hey everybody, what's up? Anthony Morrison here. Welcome to tonight's Success Connection. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. I'm gonna get my webcam on. I'm coming to you from my house. So it may be a little grainy because I've got going out of town tomorrow. And so I was helping my wife with packing and all these good things tonight before we leave tomorrow. So um, also kind of derailed our plans earlier today around 3 or 4 o'clock. So I want to give everybody an update on FICA Save and the email that went out today. First and foremost, if you are new to the Success Connection, welcome. We're so glad to have you. Thank you for being here. We've really enjoyed this now 30 minutes, used to be an hour, every single week of just getting together and pushing forward with whatever it is that we're doing at the time. A lot of times we're building funnels and we're doing, relatively new things. And then sometimes we stick with programs, for quite some time because they're very profitable, like the ERC program was. ERC has, even bottom line, has stopped taking applications for ERC, so that has stopped. You guys probably know that. If you've got deals in, you still get paid on those deals. They've just stopped processing new deals because, as you know, we're coming up on the quarter where it eliminates one of the years and it starts to just become more cumbersome for those companies to process the data and the paperwork than it is profitable. So we've moved on, right? And you guys know that, and that's kind of part of the internet marketing lifestyle, right? I always look at it as like well, not even a double-edged sword. I look at it as a very big benefit because in real life is what most people call it, right? Outside of this internet world, when something ends, right, it's done. And if you happen to be in that industry, you're done, right? Um, there's history gives us, an abundant amount of examples of this, of industries that have completely ended. Think of Blockbuster and places like that. They no longer exist, right? Think of VHS tapes, CD players, people that installed CD players in cars. You don't even see cars changing out their CD players and their radios anymore, right? Back in the day, when I was 18 years old, 16 years old, so, we're not talking about forever ago, it's 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Um, it was very common to replace the radio system in your car. Nowadays, it's all built in and it's part of a screen and a digital screen. It doesn't exist. So they put those types of businesses out of business, which put out of business the people that worked in, Circuit City installing them. So we see this throughout life and in the history of our country, time and time and time again. The great thing about the internet is you can pivot. You have a skill set. You don't have a specific job. You have a skill set, and that skill set can be applied to almost anything, right? And so as one door closes, another one opens. ERC closed. We opened up the door on FICA Save. The FICA program is a phenomenal program, Section 125, and it's very detailed and very specific about how businesses and employees can benefit from this program, right? You all probably got an email today from FICA Save that said, halt all marketing, temporarily pausing the program. You feel like it's a 911, the world is going to end and everything is over. It's not. But let me explain to you why that email went out and why it's so important that all of you always do things the right way, which is honestly, it's the way I teach you to do it, right? What happened was, as you know, we have a very big reach. We signed up a lot of people. Um, all of you did what you're supposed to do. You went out and started talking about it, post in the Facebook group, all these things. Well, some of these people got on and they started doing the type of marketing that's not allowed. Um, some of it is borderline just harassment, but for the most part, it's making claims. It's saying you're guaranteed to get $800 a month in free money. It's the government has free money they don't want you to know about. Learn how, that's not the type of marketing that we do. Nowhere did we say to utilize that type of marketing. Nowhere did we say that that type of marketing was okay. And so what you have to remember is that this is backed by like an A1 carrier insurance company. Like this is not a small program. This is not this is like that company. They're like, hey, look, thank you for all the business, but we can't have this, right? This cannot happen. And so they told FICA basically temporary pause. We have to have people trained, we have to have people educated, and we have to make sure people do not do this type of marketing because it's not beneficial to anyone and it's only going to hurt the overall program. And so what I like about that is they're taking the significant steps that are necessary to train all of you and everybody, not just you. It's not just you guys. They have about 10,000 affiliates right now. We have sent 1,000 or so. So, basically we're 10% of their overall is our community already in like 3 weeks, right? Imagine where we'd be in 3 months, significantly further. But the reality of it is that they're going to be filming some videos and releasing some education on what you can't say and what you can't do in your marketing, and that'll come down the pipe very shortly. Like they're filming it right now. That'll come down the pipe within a couple of days. And once that happens, and I apologize for my dog barking. Chloe's just a nightmare. So I'm sorry that it's constant and consistent. But this is what happens when I have to work from home. And unfortunately, that's what I'm having to do tonight. The reality is that we have to get the marketing right in order for the program to last. The carrier can't just allow this type of behavior to exist, because if it does, it puts at risk the entire book of business, which means no one would really get paid. No one would, everything would be negative, for all of you. So basically, I guess what I'm saying is that this is not a bad thing, right? That they're getting it right now. ERC got out of control. It got out of control really fast with marketers. And that's the problem with the internet, is that anybody can get on here, say anything they want to say, do anything they want to do, and then they think that, well, whatever, I'm on the internet, doesn't matter. Well, that's not real life. That's not the truth, right? You are responsible for the things you say and the things you do, whether it's done online or in quote real life. And so you have to do it right. Okay. Now, we've told you to position this program as, hey, you go to a business, you say, look, here's section 125. There's a possibility that you could save on your FICA taxes. Your employees could save a little bit of money on their check, and they're going to get access to more benefits that are going to be proactively helping them be healthier. Would you like to apply? Would you like to talk to, FICA? Would you like to talk to our team about it and see if you qualify? Nothing wrong with that. It's when you go out and say, hey, you're going to make $800 extra per month, guaranteed, right? This is money the government doesn't want you to know about. Well, that's not true. It's literally an approved program by the government. Why would they not want you to know about it? It's not true. No, it's not the government's job to go and market it and tell the world about it and spend 5,000, resource hours a day letting everyone know about it. No, but it is a program that's available. They're not hiding it from you. So when you say the government's hiding this free money, but we've got it and all that, like, you create an impression that is not true. And an insurance company isn't going to go for that. So I will tell you that none of our community did this, okay? So it is not us, it is not you, it is not any of you that did this, okay? This would be, people outside of our community. And so they're going to have to get their marketing constraints in place, and then they're going to open everything back up and let you go back to doing what you're doing. So if you've submitted deals, those deals are still in the queue, and they're still gonna be fine, okay? If you've got businesses that you want to submit, you can still submit those businesses. Just don't go on social media telling everybody that there's free money the government doesn't want you to know about. Like that's not how you position this. And that wasn't how we positioned ERC either. We said that there was government money set aside for people that had, that were impacted during COVID, and that that money was available to you, and that currently it's available to you even if you got PPP loans. We never said the government didn't tell you about the money. We just said that most everybody was focused on this PPP money. They didn't even pay attention to this ERC stuff, right? So most people just didn't know about it. Again, that's a big difference than saying the government has all this free money they never want you to know about. Like that is, you cannot say that, okay? And you cannot say that about this program. And we cannot be telling people they're guaranteed free money and that they're guaranteed to get more money, and that, like, that's not how we presented it. That's not how you should present it, and it's just not true, right? So when you're doing your marketing, make sure it is done in an ethical way, make sure it is done according to the rules and regulations that are provided to you, right? And we're going to produce some training. FICA Save is going to produce some training that's going to dive into a lot of detail about this. It's not difficult. It's really common sense for good people. It's the bad people, that you have to worry about. And so in the next few days, by next Monday, you should be able to go through this training. And once you complete the training, you'll be able to open back up all your marketing channels, do your marketing, do it the same way. And here's why I think this is great. It's great because they're going to help us get rid of the bad apples. The bad apples are what gives the program a bad name. It's what makes business owners pissed off when you message them about it, and they've been messaged about it 78 times by some robocaller, right? Now they're mad. So this is going to help preserve the integrity of the program instead of creating so much chaos and havoc, which is what would happen if we continue to allow people to do the marketing in a way that it should not be done, okay? So I see some of you saying this is a good thing, this is a good thing. It is a good thing, right? I think the email that went out, I wish that FICA Save would have sent me a message first and let me communicate that to all of you. I think that would have been better suited for our needs. But it is what it is. They're doing what they got to do to run their business, and they were told by their legal team, stop this, and so they've got to put a stop to it, and they've got to figure out how to police the affiliates, and that's always the hardest thing with affiliate programs, right? The good news is they also know that the affiliates and the students that come through us, they're always trained, they're always good people, they always do right. And so they know that you guys are higher quality and going to do a better job than, some of these random kids that get on here and do this. So for that reason, this week I'm taking off. Like, obviously I can't even get in right now to look at deals and how many leads we sent and our funnel and all of this stuff. I can't release that because you can't promote it right now. So what I want to do is everybody just take a deep breath, recalibrate for next week. Okay, we're cutting tonight short. We're going to wrap it up here in the next couple of minutes. Don't worry about this. I've already talked to the owners of this company. I know what's going on. It's obviously not all in that email. There's no trouble. Nobody's in trouble or anything. This is strictly a compliance issue that they want to get ahead of, and I support that 100% because you do not want non-compliant marketers out there doing this. It just ruins it for everyone. And so bravo to them to say, hey, even though we're making a lot of money on this, we're going to pause it. We're going to get rid of the bad apples, and we're going to let all the other people do what they're doing and make great money and do it the right way. And so bravo to them for doing the right thing, even though they don't necessarily have to, and preserving the integrity of this program for everybody. That's what I really want. I want it to be a long-term. As I told you, this was a long-term play. This wasn't something meant to be short-term. It was meant to be long-term. And so I want to make sure that they take care of that and they make sure it is a long-term program for all of us, right? So what we'll do is next week we'll be back, and hopefully by next week, all of you will have the training, the education, and be back in and ready to rock and roll. We'll release the new affiliate funnel for the program to help you get additional affiliates. Everything we were going to do this week, we're going to do it next week. We're just going to take this week off simply because we can't do it right now, and we need to get this compliance piece in place, or they need to get this compliance piece in place, and we'll be good to go. All right. So enjoy the week off, right? Have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. Enjoy your weekend. I'm not even going to say to work this weekend because you can't work on the FICA Save program this weekend. But come back next week ready to hit it. They've assured me that things are going to be straight next week. They're going to have everything taken care of. Our affiliates are not the problem. It's just random affiliates that sign up. So you're going to find ways to gate that, clean that up, and make sure that all of us have the great experience that we want to have and the opportunity to earn that we need to have and want to have with this program, okay? So don't worry about it. Keep your marketing clean. Don't say things that are not true, and you'll never have any issues, right? It's when you say things that are not true that you create issues, not just for yourself, but upstream, right? For everybody. And we don't want that. We don't want that for them. We don't want that for you. So keep your marketing clean. Everything will be fine. I'll see you all next week right here on the Success Connection. We'll knock this out of the park. We'll get everything going in full speed for 2024, and we'll do it knowing that the company has our backs to make sure that nobody ruins this, nobody turns this into something that it's not, and nobody causes this program to end sooner than it should, which right now it's not, because of their wrongdoings, right? These guys are out to protect the company as a whole, and I think that's in the program as a whole, and that's the sign. That's why I chose to work with them, is because they do care about compliance and they are paying attention to it, and they are willing to pause things, even if it shakes the tree a little bit. They're willing to pause things to make sure they get it right, and that's the number one sign of somebody doing business right, is when they're willing to pause, even when they're crushing it, take a step back and make sure they do it right, and that's exactly what they're doing. So this is not a long pause. This isn't going to derail us any. We should be back at it next week. So please enjoy a few days off, and then let's make sure we hit this hard next week. Get back on. We'll do this affiliate funnel. We'll help you start building your affiliates. And I'm telling you, this thing is still going to crush it. Probably going to crush it even more now because you don't have to compete with all the non-compliant people, because they're going to get rid of them. And that's going to make it just a world of difference in this and ERC for us. And I think that's really an awesome thing. So have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. I look forward to seeing you all here next week, same place, same time on the Success Connection. Take care, everybody. Good night.